pase, pierna derecha, directo al arco, ¡golazo! ¡Golazo!
You are now listening to TWC Football Podcast.
Yo, what's going on, people? Welcome back to another episode of the TWC Football Podcast. I'm your host today. My name is Ade. I'm joined alongside my good friend Steve.
Good evening, man. Thank you for inviting me back. I really appreciate it.
Listen, man, it's always a pleasure, as I say, you know?
Some people saw that clip of me online, and they questioned whether I used to be a United fan.
You know what's so funny about that? My dad asked that today. He was like, I saw the clip of Steve, and he was like, people would think he's a Manchester United fan. And I was like, yeah.
3 or 4 people said that to me. And I just said I just have passion for the game.
That's your response to them?
I just have passion for the game, and I feel like United fans are being done a serious disservice right now. I don't think their managers being held accountable.
Do you not think that's their fault for supporting Man United?
No, it's not.
Do you think they deserve this? Like,
no,
they wanted to support Man United, so they have to support them through the ups and downs.
Yeah, of course. But when you have a manager that's underperforming and he's lying to you too, I think it's tough. It's tough.
Okay.
But some of the United fans I speak to, are happy with it, fine with it. So
We're going to get into more Man United pain. Don't you worry about that. But let's plug all the socials and that. So, guys, I don't think I plugged the social last week because I realised, I didn't. So, guys, good news for you. We are now TWC Football everywhere. So that's TWC Football on Twitter, TikTok, Instagram, YouTube. Expect to see us on the YouTubes more. Like, obviously, you guys saw the clip of Steve last week. We're trying a new way of recording, so hopefully that should help with the YouTube stuff too. But yeah, man, just stay tuned. Make sure you're hashtagging TWC Football. Talk to us on the TikToks, on the Twitters, on the Instagrams, all the rest of it. YouTube. Make sure you communicate with us. I think we had a little back and forth with a guy on TikTok. Actually, he was basically defending Man United. He wasn't happy with your comments. Yeah,
that's fair. That's fair. I mean,
we want to hear from you. We want to hear from you all.
Yeah, that's
but
fair.
Best place to start, obviously, Arsenal continue to just, dominate as we do. Yesterday, some of us had the foresight to see that it was going to be a demolition. We knew that, we'd go Sheffield away and, we'll get some goals. Others,
you said 9.
I wanted 9. But I knew...
You tweeted that on, like, Tuesday.
Yeah, because...
like last week. Like, last Tuesday.
Okay. It's a bit tongue-in-cheek, obviously. A bit tongue-in-cheek. But I knew, like... Jokes aside, I did not have doubts that we were going to beat Sheffield United.
Yeah.
And that's just based off of not just our strength, but they're not playing well. Like, I looked at some of their results. I caught a couple highlights and whatnot. Obviously, I'm not going to lie and say that I watched Sheffield United, but yeah. And then even the day before the match, I was in a cab. Cab driver was a Sheffield United fan.
What?
Mad, bro, mad. It
was he from the north?
Yeah, like he had that, bro. He was talking and everything, and then he had the Manchester Derby on. So I initially just I was like, oh, what, like, you're a United or City fan? He was like, nope, none. He was like, he asked me what who do I support, and I said Arsenal, and then I was like, what about you? And he was like, oh, the team that you're about to smash tomorrow. That's what he said. And then I started laughing. I said, no way, Sheffield United. He said, yeah, I'm from Sheffield. I can't do the accent. I was like, oh, man. I was like, what? Like, you're from Sheffield? He's like, yeah. And then we were just talking about Sheffield United, and he just said, like, the team is a championship team.
Yeah.
He said, like, there's nothing, like, they don't invest enough money in good players for them to be competitive. So when he said that as well, and just the way he spoke about the club, like they're just not run properly at the moment, blah blah blah. Yeah, it just affirmed what I already knew. Like we're gonna beat them. I knew we were gonna beat them. Let's talk the game then. Let's talk the game. I've done a lot of talking. How did you assess Arsenal 6, Sheffield United 0?
Yeah, more of the same, really. I was really impressed with how ruthless we were. I think within the first minute, we had a chance where Saka hits the bar, but the intent was there from the beginning. Whenever we got close to the final third, we were incisive. The runs we were making in behind, we weren't hesitating in terms of putting balls over the top into guys that are making runs in behind, like Havertz, Saka, Martinelli, and even Odegaard. But I just love the fact that, the first goal came after 4 minutes, but we just kept going. There was no sort of period where we were like, stale in possession and just keeping the ball. We just wanted to go for the jugular. And yeah, that's something in the team that obviously was questioned in terms of whether they could score enough goals to win the league. And in in 2024, we've shown that we can score goals in different ways. So really happy with the performance, and yeah, I'm glad that they're continuing with the momentum they've been on it, because it would be very easy to be complacent for this game and maybe just not be at the levels. But yeah, we got the game done quickly, so that was good.
Yeah, ruthlessness. Kara said it at halftime. Honest to God, because I started thinking about it afterwards. That might be the worst performance I've ever seen from a side in terms of Sheffield United in that first half. Because was it I think it was the third goal. The second goal went in. The third goal went in maybe like 5 minutes after or something.
It felt like 30 seconds. It was crazy how it happened. Obviously, you might be right. Yeah, it was crazy. It was crazy.
It was a joke. With all due respect, they stopped. It looks like, I'm never going to question a man's, professionalism and all the rest of it. It looked like they just stopped. It looked like they just gave up, man. Thought, you know what, like fuck it. Bro, after 15 minutes, fans were leaving the stadium. Do you know how insane that is?
But the last two home games, they've been whacked. Was it 5-0?
Yeah.
6-0 and 5-0. Was it 5-0, 5-0? Villa and Brighton have both scored 5. Yeah. So if they're rocking up on a Monday night, it's cold, and then the team are 3-0 down after like 15 minutes, like, what's the point? Let's get out of it, man.
It's true, but it was sad, man. It was sad. Like I kid you not, that I did feel for them. I actually felt sorry for them, because I just thought to myself, like, it's 15 minutes, 20 minutes in, you have to see the whole game out. Like, you can't even just you can't just go home like half time. Like, you have to just get pounded for like it's mad. It's mad. But yeah, I think we both called out Saka's good performance on the right hand side. Austin Trusty.
Oh wait, one sec. Can you pause?
Oh yeah. All right, guys. Obviously, some technical difficulties there. In fact, there were no technical difficulties. We've just had 2 extra members joining the pod. So, Gids, Ife, welcome.
Yo.
Okay, lads. Me and Steve were literally just discussing how we tore Sheffield United apart. So, I've given my bit. Steve's given his bit. You guys talk to us, man. How did you see the game?
It was a very good game. It was a good game of football.
Did you watch it?
You never watched it.
I caught what I could. No, I was watching it.
Fair.
I was watching it. What's going on here?
Let's get off the back. Get him off the back. Ife. What are your thoughts on the match, man? This guy's not serious.
Yeah, it was we just dominated them from like minute one. I mean, it was what, like 4-0 after 25 minutes or something like that. We knew that obviously we knew we were going to beat them.
Battered. So basically, how the game actually went. No, actually that was rude. Sorry, if it gone. That was rude.
No, go on.
No, go on, if sorry, that was rude.
All right, are you lot taking a piss? Are you actually taking a piss? Can someone discuss the game, please?
No, like it was just like just from minute one. Like obviously they're not good in it, so like I can't like it wasn't impressive like that. But like
Come on.
obviously it's always just nice to like when you see your team be so dominant against like another Prem side because they are Prem side at the end of the day. It's just like it is encouraging.
So yeah, you're saying it wasn't that impressive. That's what you're saying.
No, it's just Sheffield. Like they're bottom of the league for like a reason, isn't it? So like it's just a nice 3 points. But I think Saturday's more important because that's the game where we actually really need to win because then it actually means we can start moving up the table potentially.
Do you reckon? Do you not think we win that game as well?
I mean, obviously Brentford haven't been that good recently, and in the bottom half, but like I still respect them as an outfit. Obviously, we're playing at home, so I'm a lot more confident. But I don't know if
you sure we're not?
Yeah, we're at home. No, we're at home.
Oh, first, go on.
But it was a tough like when we played them last time. It was a tough game. So like, I don't know. And sometimes like when you're on like a run like this, I just hope they don't like go into it with a bit too much confidence or like whatever. And like it's the Premier League at the end of the day, so like anything can happen. Like Brentford could turn up and just be super on it, and then it's a tough game for us. So
Yeah,
I just think we need to stay locked in for it.
First, Gids, your thoughts on the game?
I kind of a little disagree with if I get what you're saying in terms of it's not that impressive, but I was thoroughly impressed with what we did against Sheffield United. I know they're down bad, and I know they're very, very bad, and they're probably a championship team. But to dismantle them, how we did, every single time we're going forward, it looked like net. Any team that can do that in the Premier League, that's a serious team. Because as much as they're bad, we don't.
So it's not even that it looked like net. For the first 15 minutes, I feel like every chance we had went in, minus the Saka start at the beginning.
I was saying to Steve earlier today that like as soon as Bukayo Saka hit the crossbar, I knew like we are going to with Arsenal. Yeah, if Arsenal start fast, they get an early corner, hit the post, something. If Arsenal in that mood, I'm sorry, it's long. Like if we come like that against Porto, first 1-2 minutes corner, I'm gonna know what time it is because when we're like that, yeah, it's just relentless. And I just knew that this team is not here to muck around. 5 minutes in, Odegaard scores the first one, and I knew that that's it. We're just gonna pam them. But I didn't think it was gonna be 5 by half time. When I saw 40 minutes gone 5-0, that's ridiculous. I don't care what anyone says. I can't remember Man City doing something like that. And there's been a lot of teams that have been poor in the league, but to be winning against a team 5-0 away from home, that's no joke. So it's a testament to how good we really are. I was even saying before that, like you see some FA Cup ties, some teams will play their strongest team. They're not winning 5-0 away from home by half time. Like that's not normal. Like even across English football, that's not a normal thing. Like to just be winning 5-0. So I give our boys a lot of credit for that. And I give them more credit because it's not a fluke. Like we've done it in 3 consecutive away games now. We feel ourselves away. And that seems to be the theme under Arteta because I can't remember what season it was as well. I don't know if it was the 2021-22 season but we had a really good away record as well, especially defensively. It might have even been last season as well, actually. It might have been last season. But defensively, away from home, we are quite resolute and solid. And it's been the same this season as well. We're just getting clean sheets away from home. Obviously, that's 3 consecutive as well. 5+ goals. 3 consecutive clean sheets, 5+ goals. That's crazy. That's crazy form. So it's good. And Man City's next. Man City's our next Premier League away game. And if we beat Brentford and we beat Porto, we will be there. We will be there because I'm going into that Man City game with full confidence that we can do something. And I don't think any Arsenal fans should feel any different. If we don't think we can go to Man City away from home after the form we've been on, after winning how many games that would be in a row after that, if we beat Brentford and Porto, I think it might be maybe like 8 Premier League games in a row. Going into the City game after scoring 5-5-6 away in away games, keeping clean sheets, then we're never ever going to think we can beat this team. Especially this Man City team who have looked a little bit lethargic in their attack in certain phases, especially against Man United. They weren't at their best. Their recent form hasn't been, obviously they've been winning their games, of course, but their recent performances hasn't been scary. They literally just got past Brentford with a 1-0 win, which took a mistake from, I think it was Ben, I can't remember who fell over, and then Haaland just went on and scored. But they've not looked as sick as they have. And I've seen Tottenham go there with Emerson Royale and Ben Davis as a centre-back pairing and get a 3-3 draw. I've seen Liverpool go there, draw. I've seen Chelsea go there, draw. We are a top team. There's no reason why we can't go there and get a result. Obviously, I want us to win, but even if we get a result, we draw, you take that, you move on kind of thing. I don't see why we should go in there thinking that we should lose. Like, we will have a really good chance to beat this team. So, I ain't going to lie, like, I'm feeling good. I'm feeling Arsenal. I'm feeling the way we're playing. I like the way that, you know, we're really taking the game to the opposition. We're not resting on our laurels. We're taking this seriously because it's very easy to just think, yeah, we'll beat Sheffield. Like, we'll score in the second half. Nah, straight away, let's get the job. The game was finished within 25 minutes, a Premier League match. That's ridiculous. So I like that. And long may it continue, man. Long may it continue.
One thing I want to say, as you were talking there, you mentioned that, you know, it's not normal. To do what we're doing right now is not normal. Another thing that is not normal is the fact that this is Mikel Arteta's first managerial job. And to be able to implement, I think I said it last week, like he had an idea for Arsenal Football Club when he came in and took over. I think in some of his interviews, he mentioned the phrase one brain football, where he wanted the team to basically play with one brain. Everyone knows what they're doing, where they're supposed to be, when they're supposed to be there. We've got the best attack in the league. We've got the best defense in the league. I don't know if you guys saw the chart doing the rounds, the graph, talking about how many shots we've allowed in the past. I can't even remember what it was, but do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
We don't give up. We don't concede chances. Like, how can teams even score against us when they can't get shots? Like right now, like the thing is, we are the informed team. Honestly, this season, I think we've been the best team in the Premier League. Like everything. When you think about everything and how we're playing on the pitch, I think we've been the best in the league, in my opinion. I don't know if you guys agree with that.
I think you can only, yeah. I'm not going to rebuttal it too much, but I think you can only say that if you're top, man. I get you though. All the other metrics claim that we are, but we are still third in it. So Liverpool have been better than us at this moment in time.
That's fair enough, but I think, okay, you know what? You can't argue with the table to be fair, but yeah, we'll see in it. Come May, that's when it matters at the end of the day. But we just have to give Mikel Arteta his props, because when you look at it, I think Harris said it. I can't remember where he said it, but he said it somewhere. When you look at a manager like Erik ten Hag, you look at the jobs he's had, you look at the places he's been. You can't say that he's a bad manager, if that makes sense. Like, he's had experience doing this before. We saw what he was doing with Ajax. Obviously, at United, it's not really worked out. Arteta does not have that. Yet we're playing probably the most dominant football that we've probably seen. Yeah, in Europe. And we've probably seen from an Arsenal side by the Invincibles. Do you know what I mean? Like, outside of the Invincibles, what Arsenal side can you say has been this dominant? Obviously, they don't have the silverware to show for it, but we dominate games.
Honestly, guys, the way we dominate games is ridiculous. I swear to, like, I can't understand how we have the ball, we'll maybe lose the ball, and then the team is trying to play out of the press. They have to go long. Gabriel will just shield off that striker, goes to Raya, we start again. Bro, it's clockwork. And it's like, I'm always trying to think from the perspective of the opposition. What can they do?
That's
what
can they actually do? And that's why I made the point last week about the winning games in the tunnel. Bro, we're good everywhere on the pitch.
No, we are good everywhere on the pitch. That's why, for me, the game against City, I can't wait for it. I've never been excited to see us go City away, but I honestly can't wait, because I genuinely think it's time that you're going to see a top match. I think we have our qualities, they have their qualities. Let's see who comes out on top, because we've got a fully fit squad now. You know, and we're going to the Etihad title race, title challengers. We want to take what's theirs. And I think we have the tools to be able to do something there. So I'm looking forward to that. I want to make mention of Havertz because obviously I'm one of his biggest critics. I didn't like the signing at all, but I have to give Arteta credit because this guy is a stubborn man, Arteta. He doesn't care what anyone else thinks. He doesn't care about the noise. If he believes in you, he'll stick by you, and you may start seeing the results sooner or later. And right now, Havertz is playing well. That for me is, I'm happy that at the very least you're playing well. That goal he scored against Sheffield United, honestly, I honestly couldn't believe he scored that. I'll be honest. Like, I don't think Havertz can finish like that, but that was a very, very, very good finish. Straight in the bottom corner, dispatched. And I realised that most of our good games, most of our dominant performances have come from Havertz up top. Because when we played Liverpool, Havertz was our striker and he was a nuisance that game. We were going long to him. He even got Konate sent off. That was one of our most... That's when the dominant displays started, that Liverpool game. Obviously, we were dominant against Nottingham Forest, but that Liverpool game, we gave Liverpool nothing. Only that own goal, which was silly. They had nothing during the whole game. Havertz was our focal point and Jorginho in midfield. Obviously, we didn't play that same way. Obviously, Havertz went midfield against West Ham, but I wouldn't say... Obviously, I didn't really watch the West Ham as much as you guys did, but I wouldn't say that we were fully dominant from the beginning in that West Ham game. But obviously, we went on, kept scoring. I think there was a flurry from like minute 30 to like 45, and it was just 4 goals. Correct me if I'm wrong.
We were pretty... Like, we didn't score, but Saka was getting through. I think Saka had about 3 chances. Like, we were pretty dominant from the beginning of that.
Didn't West Ham have a few chances, or no? In the first half?
Not that I recall.
They didn't have any chances?
I don't recall.
No.
Nah.
Okay. Fair enough.
The game went as games have been going.
Fair enough. But I just feel like most of our dominant displays, like when we're starting fast, it just seems to be when Havertz is up there leading that press. Because for me, he presses well. He links up play well. And I think he's better in the final third of the pitch because he's not that great with the ball like his feet, in my opinion, anyway. And when we're starting fast, it looks like he seems to be the focal point. So for me, I'm happy to keep him as the 9 for now. Even City away, I don't know, man. I don't know if I bring in Jesus, you know. I'll be real. Because I like the profile of Havertz. I like the fact that he can get busy with them 2 centre-backs. He can give them something to think about. He puts himself about. He's a bit nasty as well. Like, I like that he's got that streak about him. So yeah, man. I think Havertz not being in midfield, for me, I prefer it. I prefer him as the 9, and I think we should move in that direction going forward. Obviously, Jesus can come in, play a few minutes here, play on the right, play in the Champions League, because Champions League games I would like to see Jesus. But yeah, man, I'm just happy that we've got our options and we're able to play like this. It's good. How was Partey when he came on?
Right.
Rusty.
Yeah, he looked how he should look, if that makes sense.
Yeah, it looks like somebody hasn't played in a long time.
So he's not ready for City, yeah?
No, I don't think so. A player
So
I
he
wanted to touch on. No, he shouldn't play
that
that game. Yeah, he shouldn't play. A player I wanted to touch on though was Martinelli, Steve. You said that in a group chat you wanted to talk about players having to unlock players. So I'll give you the floor.
Yeah, no, I listen to other Arsenal podcasts and they talk a lot about. They've been talking about, look how much Martinelli looks better now because he's got a stable vocal point in Havertz, and Havertz is bringing him into the game, and Kivior's really receptive to Martinelli, so we're seeing better performances. But whenever I hear stuff like that, it just makes me think the player's not very good. Like, why does that player need X, Y, and Z components to be able to activate them as a player? Like, that's a red flag to me. So, as for Martinelli, obviously he's been better. He was good last night. But when I hear that, I don't know what you guys... I thought it was more of a discussion point. Like, what do you guys think of that? Because I just can't get on board with it. You don't think Saka saying something?
I think I disagree.
You don't think Saka needs, like, Ben White to perform more? No, like, Saka...
The only thing... Sorry, go on, Adi. You want go on.
No, I think I disagree because certain players perform better in certain systems. I think we've seen that before. Like, you know, look at the City sides. Some of their players may not have performed as well not being in that system. And I feel like this system that we're currently playing right now with Havertz in the side, it just allows Martinelli a bit more. Obviously, you're going to have certain players like Saka who can perform regardless, but even Saka to some extent, like you can say that in a system like this, he's allowed to flourish a lot more. Like the goals that we've seen for the past 2 seasons, we didn't see that earlier on in his career. Maybe that is down to the system. Do you get what I'm saying? So I don't know. I do slightly disagree with that.
I'm also seeing Saka perform under Southgate, like in a 4-2-3-1.
Saka's a difficult one to. He's a difficult example because he is doing it. Like,
sorry, the thing why I do disagree a little bit is because I do think Saka has had consistency in terms of who his partner is in terms of his fullback, and I don't know, but I feel like that does help Saka a lot. As in him and Ben White have been able to form some sort of partnership, and they were really good together last year, especially. I feel like Martinelli has, number one, had to get on board with this inverted nonsense, which kind of can also affect his game as well, because there's no overlapping fullback, right? So like there's no one taking away and bringing space for Martinelli. So he's had to get on board with that, which can also affect his game.
He has to keep the width.
And he has to also keep the width. So there's only so much he can sometimes do by coming in. Saka is easily able to just come in and be that kind of, not striker, but, closer to the number 9 per se. So I do think there are certain things in that can make a player flourish. And I don't think it's an indictment on them if they need certain things to go their way to help them perform. I don't think that means that they're not very good.
Let me bring you. Sorry. Yeah, let me bring you, because I know you obviously have your perspective on Martinelli. What do you think?
No, I disagree with. I kind of disagree with what Giz is saying, because if you look at our system, if you think of like, you can argue our system kind of benefits Martinelli the most, and even like his skill sets and what he likes to do. And like in our system, there's a lot like Martinelli gets a lot of there's a lot of opportunities where he gets the ball 1-on-1 with the defender, where he gets to run at the defender and do certain things. We saw that a lot last season. I feel like we still see it this season, where like you guys said, that he stays high and wide, but a lot of the time, like, we switch the ball over to him and he's just like in acres of space, and he has the opportunity to have at it, and like, not that he always makes the wrong decision, but like a lot of the time I just don't think he benefits from it. That's why especially whenever I watch us sometimes and I look at the opportunities, there's so many times where in my head I'm like, imagine if it was this player instead of Martinelli, like in this, not necessarily a player in our current team, but just a player in general. It's like, imagine if it's X player with like this much space and this much like freedom and stuff like that in the team, like it would just look so much better. It's similar to like as well as Xhaka played last year. There's a lot of times like when I was looking at Xhaka and the positions he was getting in and taken up, and I was just thinking, yeah, he's playing well, but imagine if we had like this kind of profile midfielder or whatever, like it would just look so much better and we would benefit from it so much more. So like I do think it is a bit of a, honestly, I feel like people are just making excuses for Martinelli, especially this season, because at one point it was, Havertz is taking up the spaces Martinelli will get into. He's not finding them. This is that. Now all of a sudden it's, Havertz is freeing it up for him and Kvyat's doing this. So I don't really buy it. I do agree. Like I get what you lot are saying, but
there's arguments to suggest with that though, because when Havertz has been playing up front, we've seen better performances from Martinelli. Newcastle's another example of that. Martinelli played well that game, and Havertz was up top. Yeah, even Liverpool at home, Havertz was up top. Martinelli played well that game too. So there is evidence to suggest that. So
yeah, there definitely is evidence, but I think it kind of goes back to what Steve's saying. Like, it's a bit of a red flag if like you need all these things to like get your best, because I agree what you guys are saying, but like there's systems and stuff like that. But like, for example, like we said, Saka's not like the best example, but like Saka, he plays well whether he's playing for us, whether he's playing for England. He's playing well. He was playing well when he first came into the team under Emery as a left back, as a left winger, when he was playing as a wing back, as a left winger, right winger. Like, he was playing well, but obviously like the more as we've gotten better and as like more, the quality has gotten better around us, and we've like got into a more developed system, we're getting like the best out of him. But I feel like even like regardless of like the system or whatever, there should be like a base level for you. So like for example, like KDB will look great in like any team he steps in because he's that good. But then when you put him in a system like City's where it's like catered more towards him and like it favors him, you're going to see an even better version of him, if that makes sense. So I do kind of agree with what Steve is saying. I don't get this whole this is that. Obviously, at the same time, you want to get the best out of your players, so you should like do things to get the best out of your best players. But I do think it's a bit of a weird one when like a player needs X and this and that to perform.
Right, lads. I want to move on. I want to talk a bit about the Manchester derby. So one thing I want to shout us out for, actually, you know, we started this Foden Saka debate, man. We started this beef back at the Euros. Like this was, no, I'm joking. We didn't start it, but we did talk about it quite early on. It was the Euros, wasn't it? Was it the Euros or the World Cup?
I think it was the Euros.
When did Foden dye his hair blonde? That's for the Euros, right?
Yeah, it was the Euros. Yeah,
so obviously, since back then, we've had the debate, all us four on the pod. I think a couple of us side with Saka, a couple of us side with Foden. Is that correct? Gids, who are you? Who's supposed on?
What's the question?
I think the question was who's better. Was it who's better? No, it wasn't. I don't think it was who's better. I think it was difficult because I think we all kind of acknowledged the fact that Foden was probably the better footballer. But in terms of application and consistency, Saka...
application and consistency, for me, it's not a question. I'm sorry.
Yeah, Saka
it's not a question.
No, it's not a question. Because the reason why I say that is because Foden is having an outstanding season this season. But for me, it's been this season. Like what we're seeing from Saka, what we're seeing from Foden this season has not been how it's been at his Manchester City career.
But
for me, there's more tape to suggest that Saka's been doing what Foden's doing for more than one season.
That's fair. But on that note,
talent-wise, Foden.
Yeah, what I wanted to say was, obviously, like for myself especially, I was on the side of Saka. I've always been on the side of Saka because Saka has been the more consistent performer. However, before the Sheffield United game, I was going to come on and say something, but I don't know. It kind of swayed me again. But basically, I feel like if Foden can continue to perform at the level that he has this season, what I was going to say was I think he is probably the better option because his talent, for me personally, I feel like I don't think there's been an English player as talented as him since Wayne Rooney, in my opinion. I think, obviously, guys can say Bellingham and whoever they want to say, but for me personally, in terms of like just raw ability, I feel like Foden is definitely up there in terms of like players that we've produced. However, you can't dispute the fact that Saka he's just so... I don't know, man. It's a tough one. It's a tough one. I think I'm more accepting now of Steve's argument because obviously Steve was signing Foden. I'll let you come in and say your piece in a second. But I think now that Foden is showing that he can be consistent, I think it's a lot closer. And I think if you say Foden, fair enough. If you say Saka, fair enough. However, before this season, it was Saka for me just because of the consistency.
And the thing is with me with Foden, yeah, it's not that it's because he's getting numbers, by the way. That's not even what I'm talking about because even this season, Saka's got better numbers than him. But I think Foden has been better than Saka this season personally. But Saka has better numbers. So it's not even a numbers thing. Genuinely, I used to question some of Foden's... I felt like he was a little bit... Because he was so sick at football, I felt like he was a little bit overrated in how he was spoken about. When you compared it to what he was applying for Manchester City, I don't think it measured up. I felt like he was a great squad player, and he had important moments, of course, but I don't think he was ever the man or the guy. This season, I feel that. This season, he's actually taken on the mantle. When Haaland and KDB ain't there, no problem. Foden's there to step up. So that in itself is what I'm respecting and rating. And if he continues that for me, he's better than Saka. That's the only thing I didn't like. I didn't think he applied himself as well, but talent-wise, he's better than Saka, and now he's showing it. So yeah.
Steve, where do you stand on it? Obviously, being a Foden admirer for a while.
Yeah, no, yeah, my thing was more so like I don't know how you guys felt at the time, but I felt like it was dismissed that Foden could be considered the better player. Is it the better player that we were discussing at the time?
I think it was the better player, yeah, but it's due to his lack of consistency at the time. I think that's what it was.
Yeah, but I don't feel like Foden has been so waywardly inconsistent to a point where it's not been a discussion, because Foden has had good seasons. He's not obviously been as
what seasons? And that's not to say he hasn't, but what seasons would you say he's been?
I remember the 2021 season. I think he did quite well in terms of numbers anyway.
That was the lockdown. That was the lockdown year, right?
Yeah, I think that's when they won.
Yeah, that was the Liverpool game that he had.
They won the title back, I think. But it's been a shame for him because he's propped up left. He'd prop up on the right. I don't feel like we've seen him centrally like this under Pep consistently for a long time. I don't think we have seen it, and I really feel like he's stepped up to it, and he's taken his performance to another level. So, yeah, I do think obviously he's naturally very talented, and I just think I think he is the better player. But I know what you guys are saying in terms of the application of Saka, and obviously having the reliance of basically if Saka has a good game, it normally means Arsenal win. We have that reliance on Saka to be the difference maker.
But for me, it's sorry to cut in. It's like Saka is such a threat in like he could go on his left, he could go on his right. He beats his man effortlessly, as we saw. Obviously, Austin Trussey's probably not the level. We know that, but it's just consistency is a superpower as well, as we've said before.
Yeah,
I don't know, man. I don't know. Let me bring you in because I'm not actually sure where you stand on the debate.
I think the debate's got a bit out of hand because I don't even feel like they're not. They're like usually when you compare players, they're like I don't think Foden and Saka are that comparable. I really don't. Obviously, apart from the fact they're like both left-footed and they're both English. Obviously Foden does play out wide a lot, but as players, I don't even feel like they're comparable like that. But I think it's. I think I'm probably like somewhere in the middle because I do think maybe like Foden's like ceiling or like his creativity or like his like tech or talent. I do think he probably has more of that than Saka, but I feel like if like Saka, but also at the same time, the type of like player Saka is, I think it's a bit easier to like kind of like quantify or like judge how good he is in it because like he's a wide player. So like if he's productive, if he's productive, he's getting his goals and assists. If he's like coming in big games, if he's like like beating his man, like you can probably see it a bit more. But I don't know. I don't really. To be fair, I don't even know. Like I think up until like this season, I think Saka was better. But I feel like, especially because of the season that Saka, but I don't think it was far. I don't think it was far off. But I think like based on what the season like Foden's been having this season, I think it's very close. I think you can argue like either one. Yeah. I really think you can argue either one. The only thing I'd kind of say is it's kind of hard because I feel like obviously Foden's like standing out more in this City team this season, but I feel like if you like was to replace the two, I do feel like Foden would be very good for us as well.
I agree.
But I kind of feel like if you put Saka in City's team, like he probably makes more of a difference. They probably look better. Whereas
So
like, if you put Foden in ours,
you're leaning towards Saka then.
I think I don't know because I don't think he's a better player than Foden. I don't think he's a better player than Foden actually. I don't like, but that's in terms of like the skill set attributes.
Yeah,
I don't think he's better, but I feel like Saka's probably like especially for a big club or whatever. I feel like Saka's what is more effective. Yeah, I guess it's a thing where
It's tough.
one's more
It's a-
effective,
it's a
one's
tough-
like more talented.
Yeah, it's a tough argument. Let's talk about the Manchester derby then. So you guys watched it. I believe all of you managed to watch the whole thing. Man United went 1-0 up. Sorry, Rashford screamer. That goal kind of reminded me of Rooney versus Newcastle. I know it wasn't a volley, but you know, like the way you just, I don't know, the kind of rage in the shot. You look pissed off, but anyway.
Yeah, crashed off the crossbar.
Yeah, side note. At any point in that game, did you think United were going to take the 3 points?
No. I was speaking to Gids as well. Gids was saying, yeah, man, like, why didn't United hang on? I don't know what anybody... I'm sure even City fans in the ground were like, oh, all right, cool, nice. And then, let's go forward and beat them. There was no doubt in my mind that United
suck, man. That's just so embarrassing. If that's how teams are just feeling again, this is a big game. You shouldn't just go 1-0 up in someone's ground and think, oh yeah, oh right, okay, let's go. That's what's that about?
Yeah,
I genuinely thought, because my thought process is this: it's a derby. Rashford's come out in an interview, said some waffle, backed it up with a mad goal. All right, cool. These men must be up for it.
I can't believe you said that, by the way. We'll get to that.
Yeah, he lost it. But anyway, you now have something to protect. And when it comes to box defending, United are not bad. When it comes to halfway line, they don't like it. When it comes to defending their box, they can do it. They've shown that they can do it. So I just thought, especially with Rashford having other chances too, where he's meant to go through and go and he's left the... Anyway, I don't know how many United fans are doing it, bruv. How are you leaving the ball behind you? Go and take the ball and go and score another one, make it 2-0. You left it behind you. So I just thought, when you play City and you're that type of team where you're going to defend your box and you've really got to go up, I just felt like if you continue to play on the counter, because now City have to take risks. If you continue to play on the counter, you've got Rashford, Garnacho, them man, you can get some joy. You can get in behind and maybe make it 2-0, sucker punch them. So I just didn't think it was going to be that simple, especially when I saw Haaland's miss. And especially when they were still 1-0 down at half time. And especially how I've been seeing City play. I just didn't think it was a foregone conclusion. But I was wrong. I'm very silly for even believing Man United could do anything. Because they're ass. So bad.
That is true. Not much to say on the game, I guess. Like, it's just City doing what City do, United doing what United do. Ten Hag.
What do you think of Haaland's miss?
Haaland's miss, happens, isn't it?
No, that's not a That's really, really bad.
Chelsea,
They're very lucky.
Chelsea game, he was moving a bit crazy too. Like, what's going on?
This season,
he's beat the allegations. This ain't no Drogba thing where he's scoring 5 goals a season. Do you know what I mean? Like, this is serious. Haaland's he's a serious threat.
I feel like people aren't like. I'm not even trying to hate, but like he missed like if you actually like when you watch him or when you watch their games, he actually misses like he's not super clinical. He's actually not. Like, pardon?
This season, I'm with you.
No, I'm not even this season. Obviously, like maybe like last season, for example, it probably wasn't as bad or whatever. But like he does like whenever I've watched Haaland, I'm not saying like he's not good or anything like that because he's obviously mad sick and he's still gonna bag at the end of the day. But like he does like it's like I don't know who to compare it with. Like maybe like maybe Messi or whatever. Like like Messi. If Messi has like 3 shots, he's probably getting that. Pardon?
Kane. Harry Kane is clinical.
Yeah, Kane's clinical.
Yeah, okay, yeah. That's a better example. Like Harry Kane. If Harry Kane has 3 shots in a game, he's probably scoring at least 2. Maybe even that's a bit of an exaggeration, but you get what I mean. Like if he has like a minimal amount of shots, he's probably score. His conversion rate is going to be quite high. Haaland, I feel like Haaland is probably like isn't a bit. It's a bit more like he needs more shots. But I feel like with that's what I was saying the other day. Like with Haaland, he's someone that like he gets a lot of shot opportunities. He creates a lot of shot opportunities for himself. So the fact that he like misses, obviously there's going to be some games where like it's probably not as well, and it might cost him or whatever, and he might not score. But he's someone that he always has a lot of shots, and that's whether I feel like sometimes it's like. It's a bit of obviously the system that he's in, and also the fact that he gets himself into so many scoring positions that he's just gonna score. So I honestly, obviously that miss was brazy because like he could have bundled it in, but
I don't think he creates a lot of shooting opportunities for himself. I think he's got great movement, finds himself in the right place at the right time,
I
and
agree with
they create a lot of chances for him. So I don't think it's because he shoots a lot or he's able to just craft certain things out for himself. I don't think it's even that.
But
I think he's in the perfect team.
On that note, though, you need to get in the right positions to get the chances. Like, that's a skill in itself.
Yeah. Like when I say create a lot of shot opportunities, it's not necessarily like him like dribbling or like getting the ball and like getting. It's just that like he's just in. And like you said, it's what you said. Like City do create a load of chances, but I feel like it's a combination of like even sometimes like I referenced that game was the goal against Brentford where like they just put a ball over the top. I think there was even one against Luton in the FA Cup. They just put a ball over the top and he just like muscles them and like next thing you know he's in on goal. It's stuff like it's a combination. It's a combination of the two.
Of course, but I think he's heavily reliant on service. Haaland can't do it, in my opinion.
Okay,
if Haaland doesn't get any service, will like, for example, the game at the Emirates is a perfect example of that. We stand for Man City from any service. Haaland looked oblivious in that game. He had nothing to do. But it doesn't take away from how great he is as a striker. He just didn't have anything to do because nothing came to me. So I think he's that type of striker. Whereas Kane, he's the type that can even drop deep, make something happen, either create something or just take a shot and it could go in. He's that type of striker. So I'm with you. I get you that he does get a lot of chance, but I think it's heavily reliant on his team creating for him. If his team doesn't create for him, he doesn't eat. So that's what, and I agree, because going back to our debate when we're talking about strikers and stuff, I understand that you're saying that all strikers miss, and I get that, of course. But I think if Haaland was having them type of misses at a team like maybe us, who, although right now we are creating an abundance of chances, and that's why we don't necessarily look like we need a striker, because we've got able finishers in our team. But when it comes to games where we're not creating as much, if Haaland was missing like that in our team, we would be fed up with Haaland. So I don't think you can excuse what Haaland is doing. I just think he's able to do them things because Man City will create and create and create again for him to be able to score. Or if he doesn't score, there's someone else great in his team that can handle business, like Foden. And that's why sometimes when Haaland has a poor game, it doesn't really get highlighted as much because there's other players in the team that can bail him out. Because really and truly, if Man City had lost that game, Haaland would have had a lot of scrutiny for that, 100%. But no one's going to talk about it now because he has another player that's able to bail him out. Whereas at Arsenal, we don't necessarily have killers like that. That if our striker's missing them type of chances, someone else is just going to step up and handle business. That doesn't necessarily really happen. There's no one that can trust like that fully.
To be fair, it's not our strikers that have been netting all these goals. I mean,
yeah, exactly. It's not been, but because we are creating an abundance of chances and we've got able finishers. But I'm talking about, when there's games where we can create, but we're not creating as much as we normally do. And you need someone to just score. But like Jesus would eat right now.
That's going to be the Etihad. That's going to be the Etihad.
But the thing is, kids.
For example, the Etihad is going to be that. So now, when we do get that chance, that 2 or 3 chances, we need someone that's going to be clinical to score them. Do we have that? It remains to be seen. So we'll see that then. But when you have someone like Haaland, you can go to other grounds, maybe have 2 or 3 chances and maybe score because he's quite clinical. Well, not this season, but last season I definitely thought so. So that's what we need to get, in my opinion. I think we need to have that level of course, all strikers miss chances, but you need to have that level of striker. If you have 2 or 3, do you bank on them that, they can at least take 1? You need to have that type of rate, or it's not good enough at this level, I think, because you're competing with someone like Haaland.
I think it does kind of balance itself out a little bit, though, Goods. So because I definitely agree with what you said, and like sometimes it is going to cost you, and like you said, at this level, and like with the amount of like how fine the margins are, that could be the difference between finishing second and winning the league. But then also, I feel like sometimes it does balance you, whereas like, I mean, like the City game, obviously, I guess Man United suck in it, but it's in like until Haaland scored, like he missed a lot of chances, but then there's someone else who may score. So like in the context of Arsenal, I think at this point of time, I trust Saka to a reasonable extent. Not to like, oh yeah, he's gonna consist, but I trust him to a reasonable extent. I kind of trust Odegaard a little bit as well. So I feel like if we do have someone like a striker who maybe is not like super clinical, like the way you described it, but is someone who was still like who put away the majority of their chances, I'm okay with that, because what it should be, because like realistically you should never really be relying on just like one player, even like in the big games or whatever. So I don't know if that makes sense.
No, it does. It does.
No, it does. That makes perfect sense.
It does.
But
Manchester
guys.
City, man.
Yeah.
So I
literally.
just
Go on, bro.
for Phil Foden to step up like that, that's a testament to his talent, because
goal as well, man.
the goal's ridiculous. The goal is ridiculous. Obviously, Rashford's goal is equally as ridiculous. And if I'm being honest, I prefer Rashford's goal, because I think the technique
When
on that
he
is
knuckled it.
yeah, that's ridiculous. But when you are then retaliating like that, similar to how Saka did against Rashford at the Emirates last season, I respect players that do that. You like Rashford's tried to do something. No, you're like, nah, we're not going to allow this. You scored your goal, made it a brace, you've won the game for your team, and now City keep marching on. And obviously, I was talking about their form, about like they don't look as good, but this is actually what they do. So I'm not even reading into it too tough, but they do this, innit? When it comes to the business end of the season, they can just win games by the odd goal, by 3-1 when not playing at the optimal, and still just keep building points. So it's going to be a great title race. I'm really looking forward to the next few weeks, because we're going to see one of the greatest titles races we've ever seen, I think. So
That's exactly where I was going to take it next. So obviously the title race now, it's been a while since we've seen a 3-team title race. Obviously ourselves, Arsenal, Man City and Liverpool. As Giz just said there, Man City seem to be doing what they do. How do we think it's going to go? I'll go first quickly. I'll make it short. I think Liverpool will fall away. I don't think they're playing at a sustainable rate as much as ourselves and City are. 1-0 winners in the 90th minute. Like we done this last season. Do you know what I mean? Like we went off the emotion of it and all the rest of it, and we saw what happened.
So
Obviously,
can I just comment? Okay,
go on.
sorry, just because I've seen a lot of people say that,
Yeah.
and I just don't agree with that. I don't know why people keep saying it's not sustainable. I think winning games at this stage of the season is sustainable. If you win, you win. Obviously, I understand the domination and you want to be the best. You want to do all of this and that, but a team, especially like Liverpool, that have been here before, I don't think they have anything to prove.
That's exactly what I was going to say.
I think they're able to win like that and continue winning like that. And just before you know it, it's been like 6-7 games. And
the thing is with Liverpool though, excuse me, obviously they have been here before at this stage of the season. They're not new to this like we were. However, their injuries are killing them. They've got about, I think, is it 12 injuries?
Bro, they've got 12 injuries and they've not lost since they played us.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine.
They've not even dropped any points.
That's fine. But
I get what you're saying. I actually get what you're saying, but I had to give myself a reality check.
No, I think the injuries will catch up. Like it always does. Like we've seen this before.
No, but Salah's back. Apparently Salah's back in training tomorrow.
I hear that, but Alisson's out. Like Alisson is a big part of what they do.
Kelleher, bro.
He's been good. No, of course. I'm not saying he hasn't, but these injuries are going to catch up. Trent is Trent. Do you know what I mean?
I actually hear you. If this was any other manager, I would hear you. But with Klopp, it doesn't. I don't know what it is with this man, but it doesn't matter. Bro, he's had so many of these players out and he's not dropped any points. Like, why has he not dropped any points yet?
I'm not buying it. I'm not buying it. I think it's us and City. I think it's going to be either one of us that win the league.
I would love to believe that too, but I just can't look past Klopp. I can't. And I think we're going to see it next week when they play each other. When Liverpool and City play each other, and you see the quality, and you see the way Liverpool will still be able to perform without being their strongest team. I think that's going to be a wake-up call again. Because I don't think City go there and just, do the business.
Are you not watching the Bayern game? How can a ref just fall over and block the ball? The ref. Sorry. The Bayern Munich game.
Who fell over? Oh, right.
Like, he just fell over and just stopped an attack. Anyway, Gids, I don't know. I like I said, I think it's us and City. I've got to be honest. Like, I respect Liverpool. I respect what they've done. I just think we're we're playing at a different level. Man City are a machine. Liverpool, I'm sorry, man. I'm not having it. What about you guys? If Steve?
No, I think Liverpool. They are running on a momentum, in my opinion, but I do think it is sustainable because they're able to galvanise results. They've got resilience and they've got an unbelievable manager. So,
God,
I don't think they'll fall away. I think Salah's going to be back. Trent, I don't know when he'll be back. Alisson obviously is still a few weeks away, but they're still conceding chances. They're giving up XG, but they're still able to keep. Like, bro, we've only conceded. Have they only conceded like 2 more goals than us?
Bro, they
It
have.
don't make sense.
the numbers
makes
don't
no
lie. It's gonna catch up. Like the numbers just don't lie.
Bro,
Like we've
it's
seen it.
It's game week 27. We're going into week 28.
Bro.
They've only lost 2 games all season.
Where were we at this point last season? We just beat Bournemouth, and we just thought, "Oh my gosh, yes, it's gonna happen." And what happened? I'm sorry, man.
Okay.
It's football.
Listen.
Yeah,
I'm just.
obviously we will see, but
I'm not saying that.
and all this,
I'm not
kid stuff. Go on, Gids.
No, sorry. So I'm saying I'm not saying that like it means that they're gonna win it or anything, but I think you just can't discount them. That's all it is. I think that they are gonna be there to the end. I don't think they're actually gonna fall away. And if they do, fair enough. Yeah, Liverpool. I think they'll be there to the end, man. I don't think they'll win the Premier League though. And if they do that make me sick.
I think I agree with Gids. I feel like they're going to be there to the end, mainly because, like you said, that when I watch them, I don't feel like they're that good, and like anything like that, and like Steve said, they're running off a lot of momentum as well. But at the end of the day, they're better than like what do you call it? They're better than 17 of like, or however. They're like the only teams that are I think are actually better than them are City and us, and obviously we've played them twice now, and they're about to play City on the weekend. So while it's not like, and on top of that, I think the difference between like them and us last season, for example, obviously it's like there's a lot of new midfield and a lot of new players, but I feel like they have the experience. So like I kind of feel like they're better than the majority of the teams they're gonna face, and they still have that experience. And like teams, I genuinely think teams fear Liverpool. Like I feel like a lot of the time people go into like get games against Liverpool, especially at home, thinking they're not gonna win. Like,
yeah, but they fear us all though. They fear all of like.
Pardon?
That's why like that fear factor different to us.
They fear us as well, but like obviously, especially the way on the run we've been, but I kind of feel like with us, because we haven't won anything and our team is still kind of young, they fear us and no, I think they respect us. I think they respect us. I don't think teams fear us yet. I think maybe based on this run at the moment, like we said last week, like no team wants to play us and we are building that fear factor. But I feel like teams respect us. We're like, okay, we have to respect them, and like we can't just like rock up thinking we can do anything and get the win. But I feel like at the back of their minds, because of the way like maybe we collapsed last season, or because of how young our players are, or maybe even typically how like Arsenal is seen to have this like soft underbelly, they maybe might feel like, okay, yeah, if we really give it a go, or if like things like if it gets late into the game, like we can get something. Whereas I feel like generally with like City and Liverpool especially, they get into the tunnel and they're in fear. They're like, yeah, we're not going to win this.
I so disagree with that, because like where were Liverpool last season? Like I know Liverpool have been great for the past however many seasons it's been, but if you ask majority of the Premier League teams right now, who would they rather face now, us or Liverpool? They're gonna take Liverpool because they can have a go at Liverpool. Liverpool give up chances. Like, yeah, Liverpool have got the history behind them. They've won all the trophies and all that, but we're talking about right now, right here, right now. That's what we're talking about.
I don't know, bro, because even like you factor in the Anfield bit as well, because like I think that's part of the fear as well. Like they rock up to Anfield, they see the sign, they see the lights, like everything about Anfield, the story they see. I feel like majority of teams just go there. Like even City, I think maybe even Pepper's kind of said, not like the fear, but like they go there thinking this is fucking long. Like, whereas like I feel like with us, they're still like, oh, like if we're like we can get slapped here, but it's more respect. It's more respect of like what we're doing and how good we are more than fear. Just because honestly, I think probably part of it is like due to how young we are as well, because we're like a young team. Whereas like when you see Liverpool, you see like Van Dijk, who's like this mad experienced player. Like he's got that name. You got Salah, you got Alisson, you got even maybe not. I don't know because Trent's not great defensively, but even probably Trent as well. He's got that. They've got that name to them. City as well. When you see Haaland, you see KDB, you see Bernardo Silva. Like these guys, they've got like a proper name, and they've got a proper like they've got weight to it. Whereas like, I feel like we haven't got that as much, but I feel like teams respect us. I just don't think they fear us.
That's fair enough. I strongly disagree with that though. I don't know how you can say. Anyway, I guess it's just opinions at the end of the day. It's an opinions game. Steve, did you have anything you wanted to add to that?
No, nothing to add. It's going to be an interesting period.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think you answered. Who have you got? Like, what do you think?
What is winning the title?
Yeah, like this title period that we're going into now. Like, who do you think's gonna the front runner?
The front runner. I think Liverpool will fall short. I think the schedule will become too much because they still have FA Cup and they've got Europa League, and I think they'll go deep in that. Yeah, I think City will win it. I just don't. With our fixtures, we've got really tough fixtures, and let's be real. We've got to win the games. We've got to win all these games. We can't draw games. I don't think we'll lose many games between now and the end of the season, but we could drop points, and I think that could kill us. We're up against two machines that win every single week. It's so annoying. Like I was looking at a league table from 1998, 1999, and I've seen 12 draws. Guys are winning the title with 12 draws. I know the Invincibles won it with 12 draws, but that is the points tally these days is ridiculous, man. Like you've just got to win so many games. So yeah, I think we'll just fall short just because I can't see us winning as many games as what we need to keep up with the with City. I think City will do it.
That's fair. You've always been a pessimist, so that doesn't surprise me in the slightest. You know, that doesn't surprise me at all. Like you've never been bold in your predictions for Arsenal Football Club. So I don't know what it is.
Unfortunately, I've always been right.
Fair enough. Touche. You got me there. Okay, guys. What other fixtures were notable this weekend? So obviously we've discussed City, United, Arsenal, Liverpool. Yeah, it was 1-0. 1-0. I didn't want to interrupt. I think if I was talking. Elsewhere, Spurs beat Palace after going down 1-0. Chelsea dropped points again after leading 2-0. And yeah, I don't think there's anything else.
Sorry, just quickly, Harry Kane didn't go and grab the ball straight away. He went to celebrate. Are we reading into that, or by his mentality, or?
I don't think there's much to read into there, man. Like, you know. Yeah, guys. Is there anything else from this past weekend of football that we want to discuss?
Chelsea.
What's to discuss with Chelsea?
We need to stop doing this.
Who cares about Chelsea? No one cares about Chelsea.
Bro, what they're doing is crazy, and guys keep saying what's to discuss. No, we need to highlight it every single time until they change.
Chelsea aren't big time like that for me. I don't care about them. But
what are you talking about? You said they were the biggest club in London. Now you're saying you don't care about them.
Who said that?
You said that. You said to me they were bigger than Arsenal, and now you're telling me you don't care about them. What's wrong with you?
Do they make more revenue than Arsenal?
No.
Do they make more revenue than Arsenal?
I don't think they do.
No.
I think they do.
I don't think they do, you know.
They make more revenue.
Based off what?
Are you sure?
Based off what? We've got a bigger fan base. We've got a bigger stadium. We sell more merch.
What about the Deloitte Money League, guys?
Yeah, based off what? Like, I actually don't know.
It's everything.
Are they
commercial revenue?
Are they higher than us?
Okay, so we hold on.
Correct. Commercial revenue.
Fair enough.
So are you saying Chelsea are bigger than Arsenal?
I don't think so, but some people would say yeah. Some people.
So what are
Arguing over
you
he's
saying?
arguing. What the hell?
I don't give a damn. But based on the media coverage that Chelsea are getting, based on what they've been doing the last 2 years, it tells me everything I need to know about the perception of Chelsea. They're not a big club.
So Arsenal are the biggest club in London.
I think they are.
You're such a liar.
I think they are.
I can't believe this.
I think-
You did it, bro. When I used to say this, you used to get on to me telling me about, Chelsea have more fans around the world.
No, they
Chelsea
make more money than us. Chelsea are making more money than us.
Is that fact?
They do. Yeah, yes. Go and look at the Deloitte Money League. I put these things in Twitter. You guys just don't read them clearly. I put all of these things in the Twitter.
Do Chelsea definitely make more money than us? Are you sure?
Look at the Deloitte Money League.
Owners out of the question. We're talking like actual.
No, revenue. Yeah, revenue. Like, they make more money than us.
We'll look it up.
Look it up. Deloitte Money League.
We'll look it up.
How do they make more? That's surprising to me.
There's a breakdown. I will send it to you, and then you can read it.
Okay.
Or watch a video explaining it.
And if
So Chelsea
if this is wrong, you're getting it next week.
Pause that.
Pause,
though. Okay,
yeah,
guys.
bro. I don't want to get anything, please.
Pause, man. Pause, man. Come on.
But yeah, Chelsea, I think that's 4 games now. They've not been able to beat their West London rivals. Does Poch need to leave the football club?
This is a new Chelsea. No.
I think he could go either way.
What are you talking about?
I think
This
he
is
could
a
go
new
either
Chelsea.
way.
Sorry?
I said I think he could go either way. I think if he loses his job, like, he can't have anything to complain about. But if they stick with him, give him more time, then I also think that's valid grounds, because you can't just chop and change all the time. Guys showing us the Deloitte Money League. That's hilarious. But anyway, you can't just chop and
Spurs
change
are
all
above
the
us.
time.
Spurs make more commercial revenue than us.
That makes
We
sense.
don't make
because-
any commercial
that-
revenue.
That
And
makes
we're-
sense because of their stadium, though. Because I think they got some
Sorry?
deals off the stadium.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So
Because
what are we doing?
I don't know.
What are we doing? Why all these clubs
I
make
don't
more
know.
money then?
We even same in our naming rights to Soba. Who's that? Who do you, the bylaw that we said in our training ground rights to? How
You're
much
talking
money?
about
they
Saudi
pay us?
Arabia, bro?
No, the Soba.
Oh.
What's the name of our training ground now?
I don't know.
Coney.
No, it's not.
Changed it to
name,
like,
yeah.
or like train
Yeah.
something.
Anyway, sorry. You guys continue.
No, I
Yeah,
was-
but yeah, like
I was-
Chelsea.
Go on, bro.
Go on.
I was just
Wait,
saying.
so what?
Go on, Ifa.
Sorry, quickly, because I wasn't. So who thinks Chelsea's a? What you lot think Chelsea's a bigger London club than Arsenal?
Impossible.
No, well, Steve was saying that.
But Steve used to say that, and now he's changing his tune because Chelsea are crap. So I've seen what Steve's on. Steve classes bigger clubs based on sporting merit. I've realised that. But now
Based on
he's
sporting
changing his tune because Chelsea are crap. You used to tell me, yeah, because they've got.
What happened?
Was that Eric
You just
Dyer?
not.
Oh no,
You scored?
no! It wasn't Eric Dyer. It was Delit. Volley.
Oh,
Yeah, good goal. I can't lie.
he scored.
Yeah.
Are you sure?
Bro, I'm watching the game. What are you talking?
Guys, this is a professional podcast.
It's a football club. You know,
I was saying, yeah, Steve used to tell me that, yeah, like Chelsea, the 2 Champions Leagues, I can't look past that. All of that waffle. Did you not used to say that?
Okay, man. All right. I think Arsenal.
why-
I think Arsenal are the
why-
biggest club in London.
But why now have you changed your tune? Because Chelsea are 10th.
No, because I think it's Arsenal, isn't it? Everyone knows who Arsenal is. Fuck Chelsea. Fuck Chelsea. Fuck Chelsea, man.
It's so funny. That's what everyone renounces to you. Everyone just says that. Like, they just hate Chelsea.
Can't
No,
stand
but
them.
obviously, Nicholas Jackson scored a really good goal. I think he's a decent player, by the way. I think.
Top man.
but when I said it,
This is like
Great.
he's like, I think I said this months ago. He's the most he's all potential hype. He's that player. He's that player who's got who's got good physical traits, gets into nice positions, does nice things here and there, but ultimately he can't finish. And then you're just gonna, oh, you know what? Like, if he gets a run, if he does this, he could he's like, I'm sorry, this I don't see a top striker there.
Yeah,
Like,
I
I'm not saying he's bad.
I don't think he should be a
I
9.
agree.
I don't think he should be a
Yeah.
9. I think he should play it off the left.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with that.
Really?
Yeah, I agree.
Would you want him on the left for Arsenal?
I don't think so.
There's
it's
different levels.
Arsenal,
We're talking
no.
about different levels, bro.
What's wrong with you?
Yeah, we're talking
I
about
don't-
different levels.
I think he sucks. Sorry, I think he sucks. Just you paid 100 million for Modric, play him.
He's like a Darwin
like
Núñez.
you know that generic like Musa Dembele from any club that plays in France. And you just like, he's really good, but he's raw.
I think that's disrespectful to Musa Dembele.
Solomon Kalou vibes.
I think Kalou's better. Kalou's better.
Like so, obviously, I'm not saying like you know these Dembele talents or these Sarr talents or just these that clubs always get linked to.
I feel like
guys that are better. Just getting real racist. I've got to be honest.
You're naming guys that are just raw potential. Sometimes will give you something decent. Sometimes maybe good. Sometimes maybe shit.
Yeah.
You're naming Africans.
That?
Who?
He's naming Africans. Let's have it right, like. You're just giving
the guys he's named are all better than Jackson.
Anyway, this ain't a tear down Jackson podcast. That Chelsea are in a bad way right now. They're in a bit of bother, but let's see what they do in it. Obviously, this season's a write off for them. Hopefully, next season they
shouldn't be a write off.
It's a write off, bro. What are they playing for?
Yeah, I know it shouldn't be a write off though. Like, I think they've severely underperformed.
I agree with that. So that's why I said if Poch loses his job, he can't complain.
Are we unanimous that Chelsea are officially a mid-table club?
No,
I think right now they are.
Do you think Arsenal were a mid-table club when they were finishing 8th?
Yeah, we were.
So when people were saying when Arsenal are no longer a top 6 club, Leicester have now replaced them. Did you agree with that?
No, Leicester didn't fucking replace us, but we weren't a top 4 club.
2 seasons they did.
No, they weren't. Come on. Like, for them seasons, they were better than us, but come on.
Yeah, but it's been 2 seasons for Chelsea.
Yeah, right now they're mid-table.
Okay.
No, they're not a mid-table club.
Yeah, I disagree.
Bro, they are.
They're a top club that's in a bad way right now.
For 2 years.
So what? How do you define what a top club is?
The history.
Yeah, they're still a top club. It's
like the financial power, like.
But someone could argue that this is Chelsea before the Russian man came in, and now this is Chelsea after the Russian man has come in.
If you look at Chelsea before he came in, they were getting 4th, 5th. You know, they weren't mid-table.
Yeah, they were getting 4th, 5th, and that's probably their ceiling.
Not consistently though.
Bro, look at it because I remember someone. I remember someone said that, and then like they show like their graphics from like the 90s, like the early like the late 90s. Bro, they were getting like 4th, 5th. Like, I think the lowest they finished with like 6th.
What's the highest they finished?
I can't remember. But they were getting top 4 like here and there.
Yeah, that's what I said. They weren't consistent.
Yeah, but that's not mid-table. Finishing between 3rd and 6th is not mid-table.
Fair.
That's where they were finishing.
Fair. Like Steve said, man, fuck you. Like, who cares? Who actually cares?
I actually don't give a damn about it. Yeah,
no one cares, guys. I
don't bat an eyelid. I see they're losing. I'm like, okay, like.
Yeah. No, to be fair, it was poor though. The collapse was poor because I was watching it and like Brentford came out second half. They just looked like Frank had, got onto them. They came out and they done the business. But yeah, Chelsea, I don't know, man. I don't know. There ain't much to say. But yeah, lads, shall we champ and chump?
No, there was more games, We did talk about Spurs.
It's enough.
Before we champ and chump, who said this? Kane, Aguero, KDB, Eriksen, Laka, Sane, Vardy, Sigurdsson, Shelvey, Alexis, all better strikers of the ball than Rashford.
It wasn't me.
That sounds like Steve.
It wasn't me.
That sounds like Steve.
It wasn't me. I didn't say that.
That is a Steve playbook comment.
Because I remember that argument and I don't think I cared.
Yeah, I don't know. Who said it?
We'll find out next week.
This guy's a clown. Was it you?
No.
Why is it? Does that sound mad?
Huh?
Does it sound mad?
Guys were trying to. Anyway, it was good.
It was me.
Yeah.
Reel off the list.
But the names that you mentioned, they're not bad players. They're not bad strikers at all.
You said what?
Kane, Aguero, KDB, Eriksen, Laka, Sane, Vardy,
That was his
Sigurdsson,
name and
Shelby,
names. That was his
Alexis.
name and names, bro. When I hear Lacquer, when
yeah.
I hear Lacquer,
Shelby's a bit like, yeah.
All better strikers off the ball than Rashford.
Context is key because when that was mentioned, I know Laka was probably putting the ball in the net
I
somewhere.
can't lie. Lacquer,
I know.
he's a good striker of the ball. He is a good
He's
he was
striker.
Not a better striker.
He's a good striker of the ball, but all these guys are not better than Rashford. Strikers of the ball than Rashford.
Did I say that? Where did I say that?
What's that?
Yeah.
What was the
To who?
Um.
That's when I was in my hate bag for Rashford.
By the
though.
way, Ericsson is
Must
another
have
player
men.
with a better strike than Rashford.
He doesn't. He doesn't strike the ball better. No.
No, that was Gids.
Bro, I promise you, I bet you Steve is there co-signing someone, but you ain't found his stuff. Check properly.
Oh, to be fair, Gids said, Steve said, yep. He replied to it saying, yep.
Yeah. I told you, this Steve guy. It's always
probably.
Steve
Probably.
Slam.
I'm not mad at it. When you're throwing Shelby in there, though, it's a bit. I think you've taken it a bit too far. The others,
Yeah,
all right,
Steve,
fair
you're a
enough.
slimy guy. And you knew you said it as well, innit? You knew you
you,
co-signed.
but you won't say nothing. You let me take the shots.
Yeah,
I weren't
yeah,
sure. I weren't sure.
Yeah.
I was saying a lot of stuff back in the
I
day.
told you, man, about this Steve. Oh my god. How did it?
Man said Shelby though. You hate
Who is or was better, Coutinho or Ericsson?
Coutinho.
Steve?
I feel like it's Coutinho, isn't it?
It's Coutinho.
Yeah.
Did I say Ericsson at the time?
Why is Coutinho better than Ericsson? Who said that?
Oh, Steve. That's a Steve question, I know.
Who said that?
Whenever Steve says something like, why is this... That's how Steve asks his questions. He's nasty.
It was Steve still.
Of course it was Steve, man. We know.
And then look what he's saying now.
We
That's
know
what I'm saying. This guy's nasty.
You are. I've been trying to out you for years. Like, for years. It's all coming out now, man. Like R. Kelly. But anyway, guys, let's champ and chop. Man. All right, my champ of the week is Brennan Johnson because I think he's going under the radar. He's been good for the past couple of weeks at Spurs.
Because he's done the Matt Hardy celebration.
No, I don't think so. I don't think he's been good last couple.
He
of
has
weeks.
been good. He has been.
Has he?
He has been. Check his stats.
I don't think he was good against. He wasn't good against Wolves. He sucked against Wolves.
Check his stats.
Check his stats.
I can't stand you.
Check his
I
stats.
can't stand-
I don't think.
Check his stats,
I
man.
think he's done okay. I don't think he's been good though. I think they'll
Nah,
replace him in the
he's been
squad.
good. He's been good. He's been one of Spurs' better players. If you have a look, check the stats.
I don't think so. I don't
Bro,
think
check
so.
the stats. Check the stats. Past few weeks, Brennan Johnson. he deserves
I don't
everything.
think. I think there's at least 6 players that have been better than him this season.
This season, I said past few weeks. I didn't say the whole season, mate.
No, but you said he's been one of their better players. What are you basing it on? Just what last 2 games?
For the past few weeks.
They lost against. He wasn't good against Wolves. He was not good against Wolves.
Take out the Wolves game. He's been
Alright,
getting goals.
who else? Who they play?
My chump of the week is my chump of the week has got to be Eric Ten Hag because I think he says something along the lines of United aren't that far from Man City, and he's like he's a liar and he's taking a piss. He's actually taking a piss at the Man United fans. No, seriously, jokes aside.
You said eras come to an end,
bro. He's just
No,
like,
no, to be fair, that's his first press conference. You got to say something like that.
No, you don't. Man rocked up to the press conference with a wrinkled suit and was like, "Oh yeah, eras come to an end."
Hey, don't do that. Don't do that. Hey, he tried his best.
that's
It was
personal.
wrinkled, man,
Like, that's
He bought
personal.
that suit for that day. Don't do that.
That's
to him.
personal.
and it was wrinkled.
Don't do that. To him.
All right, next up.
My champ goes to Phil Foden. He's just been phenomenal recently, so he gets that. And champ of the week. Oh, that was a nice goal. Oh, Mbappe is so good, man.
He scored a brace.
I'm just seeing the goal that he scored. It was my days. My champ of the week. I'll get to Sheffield United because that was, bro. They were like 4-0 down after 25 minutes. That's stupid. That shouldn't happen in the Prem. That actually shouldn't happen in the Prem. Like
They should refund their fans money. Honestly,
fans are leaving after 15 minutes. Do you know how mad that is?
deservedly
I don't
so.
blame them.
Yeah, Mbappe's like. You remember Ultimate Team when you get like a legend for like on loan for like 3 games?
Fake card, yeah.
and then they'll just score from some ridiculous angle. What kind of goal is that?
Bro, he's so like
What?
the level is clear. The level between him and other players is clear, man.
Wait, you think it's clear from Henry?
But I'm talking about in the game today.
No,
In the
but
game
why,
today,
why
relax,
did
man.
you say Henri? Why did you say that? I don't understand.
And guys want me to accept Martinelli and what he's doing. Come on, man.
You know what I'm
Look at the
laughing?
level,
I was gonna say the same thing. If Martinelli's in that position, it goes into the stands.
bro. Bro, he hasn't even got. Bro, he's not even doing that, man.
But let's be real. No one's comparing Mbappe and Martinelli. Why are you even doing that? Like, there's clearly levels.
I hate what you guys are doing to Martinelli.
No, you guys.
I'm just trying to open your eyes.
Stop being
different.
shit. Stop being shit.
His
You're playing for
first step.
Arsenal.
His first step is to dribble with his head up and with composure. Just do that. Dribble with your head up and composure. He can't stop. I don't know if you've seen the way Mbappe got it, shifted, stopped, started, then slapped it. He can't do that.
Levels here.
He can't stop and start.
We're talking about different levels here. Let's be serious. Let's be real.
Come on, bro. Stop and start. That's what I'm asking. Just stop and just have the ability to stop and start when you're dribbling.
Just what?
Be able to control the.
Go.
No, sorry, I'm watching MK Dons. They've just gone 2-1 up.
I said MK Dons. It's Champions League now, bro.
I don't. Bro, the guy that scored,
I didn't mean it to be.
What's wrong with you?
scored, he's like a youngster. He's the only like black guy in the team, and he missed a sitter earlier. And I know the away fans. I sat with them away fans. I know he'd be saying crazy shit.
Sorry,
So the fact that he's gone and scored makes me happy.
This is Champions League.
I'm on board
That
with
is so ignorant.
I'm on board. I'm on board with that. Yeah.
What's it? Yeah, sorry. My champ of the week is oh my god, it was in my mind now. It's gone. Oh yeah, it's Phil Foden. Sorry, Phil Foden. Yeah, obviously speaks for itself. Brace, stepping up, and I like that celebration that he's got going on. I like it. Gives me Cavani vibes. Chump of the week. Chump of the week is Jeremy Doku. My Ghanaian brother.
He's not Ghanaian.
He is Ghanaian. He's Ghanaian.
His name's Jeremy, man.
Hey, what you think? Because he represents Belgium, we're doing that. He's Ghanaian.
Wait, is he actually
Just like you, mate. Just like you.
His name's Jeremy. What do you say? Where do you think he's from? Bro, why are you acting like Jeremy isn't a common Ghanaian name?
It's not. It's not. I knew
It is,
Kenyan.
man.
I know a Kenyan called Jeremy.
What?
I've seen
Jeremy.
hella Jeremys, man. Wait, isn't that guy from Leverkusen, Frimpong? Is his name Jeremy Frimpong?
Okay, I know.
No, it's
three.
Jermaine, isn't it?
I think it's
Jermaine.
Jeremy.
No, I think it's Jimmy.
It's Jermaine.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Doku, listen. I bought a lot of stocks when you first signed because I thought you were going to end Jack Grealish's career. You need to step up, bro. You need to step up because, boy, you're putting in some stinkers. City fans are saying some crazy shit about you. They're saying some crazy stuff. They don't have patience for your nonsense right now. So please step up, man. I know you're better than this. So we go again next week.
Does it run champs and chumps?
My champ of the week is Declan Rice. He's hit 5 goals, 5 assists in his Premier League career. His best tally ever. And he's playing amazing. He plays 6, great. He plays 8, great. Doesn't drop his level. Great footballer. Add him with goals and assists. Got a goal and assist against Sheffield United. That's what you pay the money for, right? The interceptions and the blocks are fantastic, but when you're affecting the scoreline too, you've got time for that too. So he looks like he's really trying to add more to his game, and I respect that. That's 105 million, and I think that's a great investment for the club. My champ of the week is Paul Tierney. I can't understand how the ball has been given for a drop ball against Nottingham Forest, and Nottingham Forest have the ball, and you just give the ball back to Liverpool, and they score from that. That's ridiculous.
It was 1 minute 50 seconds.
No. The facts are the ball went back to Liverpool, and they score. It doesn't matter if it was 1 minute after. It doesn't matter. The ball should have went back to Nottingham Forest because they had the ball. I was watching the game.
It wasn't that egregious, in my opinion.
Sorry?
It wasn't that egregious. It wasn't that bad, in my opinion.
Are the rules not the rules,
The
Steven?
rules are the rules, but Nottingham
Wait, what
Forest,
happened?
I don't know why Hudson-Odoi and Awoniyi or whatever his name is, were trying to dribble out the box when you've got 10 seconds to go.
Wait, what happened?
So basically, ahead. I think was it who went down? Was it? I can't remember who went down. I don't think it was Konate. One of Liverpool's defenders went down, but Nottingham Forest had the ball. It went down with a head injury. So normally when it's head injury, the referee has to stop the game.
Yeah.
The referee gave the ball to Liverpool to restart the game, but Nottingham Forest had the ball when Liverpool's player went down.
Oh yeah.
So they gave the ball to Liverpool, and Liverpool have now gone and scored a minute later. But if the ball went back to Nottingham Forest, who knows what happened?
Oh, isn't that like just an unwritten rule where you just like you give it back to them out of courtesy?
You give it back to the team that had the ball when the player went down, yeah.
But I thought it's like unwritten. It's just like teams just do it out of courtesy, like fair play.
No, Paul Tini handed the ball to because the ball didn't go out of play. The ball the referee whistled, so the Nottingham Forest player had the ball at his feet. So obviously now you've whistled, you're not gonna have to collect the ball and restart the game. Who'd you give the ball to? Because it wasn't like it went out for a throw-in or anything. It didn't. So if it went out for a throw-in, then maybe the team should have had courtesy and given it back to the team. But the player had the ball at his feet. So obviously Paul Tini is taking the ball and he's giving it to Liverpool. Why have you given the ball to Liverpool?
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So that's
that's bookie, isn't it?
Mad bookie. and now Paul Tini is going to be VAR for Arsenal versus Brentford. So stay tuned. My head could be hot next week. But yeah, that's my champ of the week. I've never liked that guy. Never. He needs to. Anyway,
he's on VAR for us on Saturday, so you better hope he'll be kind to us, man.
I just said that, brother. You not hear that?
Yeah, he literally just said that.
Sorry, I just got a text.
You didn't hear that, yeah?
I just got a text message that.
My man don't pay no attention. All right, lads. Thank you all for tuning in to another episode of the TWC Football Podcast. We'll be back next week after we what are we gonna do to Brentford?
Oh, wow, I don't want to go there. I think that might be a bit tricky. I think we'll beat them, but I don't think it's gonna be like 4-0.
I don't think it's going to be a nutsesh.
Not 4-0.
We are beating them.
Yeah, I think we're beating them. 3, yeah.
Nah, I don't think it's 3. It's not. It's not going to be a nutsesh. It's going to be a hard fought win.
Wow. Okay.
It's not going to be a.
Bro, our last couple of games have been straight nut sessions, man. It has like.
I think playing against a front two will be interesting. The Tony and Mope or Tony and Visser dynamic. I think that would be interesting for them.
Especially for someone like Gabriel.
But they are missing Pinnock, Ben.
They don't have a back 4.
Yeah, we should beat them.
We should beat them.
I'm going to say 2-0.
Yeah, I'd like a clean sheet, please. Clean sheet at the Emirates, please.
I think 3. 3-0, to be honest. But yeah. Do you think we see Timber?
No, I see Timber for a minute.
I was joking, man. But anyway, lads, thank you for listening. Make sure you share this with a mate, and we'll be back next week.
Bye.